Welcome to Away with Convey, where we go to a place that's not New York City. This week we're going to go on what I'm going to call the Route of Chartreuse. Chartreuse is a liquor made by Carthusian monks in France. And if you're wondering, it doesn't get its name from the color actually gets its name from chartreuse. The chartreuse recipe is a closely guarded secret, and is completed by 2 monks at any given time, with a third in training to replace the retiring monk. Now, if you wanted to create chartreuse or any other color in the rainbow, you could use a variety of RGBW lighting from Convey. We have standard linear light engines, neon-style Flex DC RGBW, Flex Aqua pool-rated RGBW, Flex Wash RGBW, and LED sheets in RGBW. In 1605, Marshal Francois Annibal d'Estrees gave the Carthusian monks at the Chartreuse Monastery near Paris a mysterious manuscript called the Elixir of Long Life. It was not a recipe, but merely a list of ingredients, 130 plants, flowers, and herbs. It wasn't until 1737 that they had the recipe almost perfected. 27 years later, in 1764, they created the Elixir Végétal de la Grande Chartreuse. It's 69% alcohol and not really meant to be had as a drink, more for its medicinal qualities. You take a few drops on a sugar cube, or if you're really sick, a teaspoon in your tea. It is delicious and it does do the trick. I had the opportunity to visit the Chartreuse store in Paris. It has a bar and cocktail classes and all different varieties of chartreuse for sale. After the French Revolution, the monks were expelled from France. During his escape from France, the monk that carried the recipe was arrested and sent to prison in Bordeaux. He was able to secretly pass the manuscript to a friend, who eventually sold it to a pharmacist. The monks returned to the monastery in 1816, and the widow of that pharmacist came to them to sell the recipe back to them for about $250,000 in today's money. In 1840, they developed what is the more common spirit today, green chartreuse, which is milder than the vegetal elixir and only 55% alcohol, and yellow chartreuse, which is a sweeter variation in 43% alcohol. I visited the former distillery in Voiron and got to taste some rare blends of chartreuse, as well as hiked up to the monastery for one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen. The monks were once again expelled from the monastery by the French government in 1903 and their property confiscated. That's when they escaped to Tarragona, Spain, and began producing the same liquor, but with an additional note: liquor manufactured in Tarragona by the Carthusian fathers. Chartreuse is still heavily celebrated in Tarragona today, particularly during the Santa Tecla Festival, where they have a slushie that includes both green and yellow chartreuse called Mamadeta. I promise you, it is delicious. I had about a dozen of them. In 1929, the knockoff chartreuse company in France faced bankruptcy. Some local businessmen bought the company and its assets and gifted them back to the Carthusian monks, who then returned. In 1935, a mudslide destroyed the distillery. Green chartreuse is one of the most sought-after liquors in cocktail bars and home bars around the world. Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick little cocktail. This is a chartreuse gimlet. You use half an ounce of simple syrup, 1 ounce of lime juice, 2 ounces of gin, because we like our cocktails spirituous. The most important part, half an ounce of green chartreuse. Shaken, not stirred. Get a cute little glass. And cheers.